Yes, sir. What up? What's happening, everybody? Welcome
You.
back. Blood Splatter Chat. Inferno and the Missing Link here to do another 2025 double feature for you. Talking two unique ones with unique perspectives, which is pretty much why we decided to put them together. Good Boy from the perspective of a dog, and Presence from the perspective of a ghost. I think we're going to
Mhm.
do Presence first because it's the one that came out first. What up, first of all? My brother, the Missing Link. What's happening, dude?
You. What's going on, my man? Happy to be here. These were some great picks. Very like I love it when you tie in some double feature thematics. This was perfect.
I felt so too because I hadn't seen either of them when I picked them
Yeah.
out, but I had heard tale of the point of view stuff that they were playing with. So that's part of what we're going to be doing is kind of picking which one of these did it better because they did it very differently, kind of playing with perspective in the way
Yeah.
that they did. I look at it as like in a violent nature. I wonder if there's something before in a violent nature that whoa fuck time out that kind of kicked this off. Hold on a
This has
second.
got to be.
Hold on, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
mute this and screw this on.
Yeah.
Give me a second or else it's gonna be annoying.
No, there's definitely got to be something out there. I don't know. Maybe it's not done as creative as nowadays, but I feel like someone's tried to pull off POV before, just because it seems like it'd be like a cheap kind of
Right,
thing to do.
you know what comes to mind, and I said this when we did In a Violent Nature. There's a it's like an Austrian film, right? Some kind of Eastern European film, Angst, from the perspective of this like maniac serial killer that it's very much like In a Violent Nature. They literally have like a camera strapped to this guy for the entire length of the movie. He's
It's
running
just
around
his journey
killing
where he's go
people.
okay. I'm gonna
But
check it out.
there's In a Violent Nature, which of course did that famously. I assume I don't know, but I assume it made a shitload of money. Everybody was talking about it last year. Everybody in the horror world saw it, so I assume it did good. And then, did you check out? I didn't. I watched like 10 minutes of it and turned it off. But did you hear about or check out Skinamarink? I think it was another Shutter original last year.
Yes, I feel like I did. I heard that one. I heard it was super divided. Like either
Right,
people were praising it or they were like, "This is the worst shit I've ever seen." So I was like, I might be on the latter side.
right. Rogue, what up, man? What's going on, Kenneth Bird? Appreciate you guys. What Skinamarink is for those that didn't see it. It's like it was from the perspective where there's like these two kids in a house and it's like seems to be a haunted house type thing. I don't think you really even see the kids much. And there's a lot of like the camera just sitting in a corner looking at a wall socket while you're hearing whispering in the background and shit like that. So
No,
don't get me
yeah,
wrong, it's different than this, but it's in the same world where it's like really experimental horror movie,
playing with
kind of
perspective.
playing with perspective. I say we talked about this ahead of time. We'll dive into Presence first. It's one of those. It came out. It released at a fuck a festival. It's not the word for it. Yeah, a festival, film festival
Yeah.
in January 2024, and then didn't come out in theaters until January 2025. So it's one of
Wow.
those. If you search it, it'll say 2024. But to
Okay.
me,
Just
this came out early January, and I never wanted to see it. Kind of, I did want to see it. I've mentioned
I
to you
was
100
curious.
times,
Yeah.
but just like it's going to be really really slow, which is whatever. Sometimes I like that, and just even the ghostly nature of it, I was really hesitant to watch it until now, and it took me 12 months. But directed by Steven Soderbergh. Am I saying his name right? Soderbergh. Okay, I've been spelling it wrong all week. He did a lot of stuff. He did Aaron Brockovich, Ocean's 11,
Out of sight. Classic.
directed Out of Sight, Contagion, which I haven't seen since it
Hey,
came out.
Haywire. That's such a random. I actually really enjoyed that one.
It's the same, yeah, that was 2011, same year as Contagion. Magic Mike, which I swear I've still never seen. I've been meaning to get
Yeah.
around to it.
One day.
I haven't got there yet. But a bunch of other stuff, a pretty big name director. This is something really, really different for him. And then I had the guy's name, David. Oh man, I really wanted to have him up right now. Let me just pull up David.
The
Yes, I got it
writer.
right here. The writer. I'm gonna pronounce it Kep.
Oh,
Coep.
co-op? Yeah.
You know who I'm
I
talking
know
about?
who you're talking about. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly though.
Right. Let me pull up his filmography too, because it's insane. He either wrote or co-wrote like so
Crazy.
many huge movies.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park,
Yep.
Death Becomes Her, Carlito's Way, The Shadow, Mission Impossible, more Jurassic Park movies, Snake Eyes, fucking Spider-Man 2002, a lot.
What?
a
What?
lot.
You know,
And what was funny, I didn't know that he wrote this movie until it was over and it said, written by David Coop or let's go with that. Coop sounds good. But the whole time while I'm watching this movie, Stir of Echoes kept on popping in my head. The similarity too with Kevin Bacon. So
I
I
could
want to
see
get
that.
your
I could see it.
so let me set it up, and then I want to get your opinion. Obviously,
All right.
for those that haven't seen it, we got this family moving into a house, and even before we get there, it's just bam, a POV right away, and it's of this ghost looking out the window, walking around, moving around. The ghost or the family shows up, and she instantly, or he, the ghost, instantly kind of shows an interest in the daughter of the family. It kind of takes a protector type role over the daughter for the rest of the movie, and it's really like a very much a fly on the wall thing where we're from the perspective of the ghost 100% of the time. If I'm not,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, right? They never skew from it, and we're just kind of learning about the drama of this family and kind of revealing this double murder mystery that's in the background, which is very much like Stir of Echoes. And
Yeah.
then this, I'll be careful with my wording to not ding the algorithm, but an essay, a certain kind of assault that takes place in both those movies.
Mhm.
That's at the forefront of this one too. And the big thing is for me that it's not scary. It is not like it's labeled as a horror movie, not scary at all. Was kind of not into it at all at the beginning. But by the end of it, I was pretty much caught up in the story. And biggest thing for me was the performances. Tons of one shot, like 5 minute
Long take.
scenes
Mhm.
that were really well written and really well acted. But it's a hard one for me to even judge. I wouldn't say I loved it, wouldn't recommend it to a lot of people, but I respected it quite a bit. I thought they did a good job with what they did. But what do you think?
Yeah, this was an interesting one. I think for me the biggest pull was the emotional thing going on. Like it's really like a ghostly drama. We're taking a peek,
Totally.
like I think you said, a fly on the wall into these families' lives. Even at their most shitty, most vulnerable moments. Um, it was I like you said, I respect it. I love the emotional pulls, like, I actually kinda dug it was the ending that kinda, like it was like once they met the medium or whatever,
Mhm.
it kinda just started rushing to, like even, without spoiling too much, the brother at the end, I'm kinda like, we didn't really see anything in the sister and the brother's relationship to warrant his reaction or why he just, I don't know, I mean, he was being a brother, and brothers can be
Right.
dickheads, sisters can be assholes. Um, but I don't know, we didn't get that tie or emotional resolution, like, as an audience member. It just kinda felt a
Right.
little off. Even good performances, but then it's like, I don't know if Lucy Liu is supposed to be like a bitch, playing a bitch, or like
Yes,
the
I think
okay,
so.
okay, because I was like, "Jesus Christ, man."
Yeah.
Y sh I've met a parent like that before who's too involved in their children's lives. Like, I
Right.
remember I was in high school, I was at a friend's house, and his mom was talking with his he we were 16, 17. His sister was 13, but his mom's and they're gossiping with her sister about some girl at school, and the mama said, like, "Oh, that girl's this and this." I'm like, "Bitch, you were, like, 40 years old talking about someone who's 13." Like,
Yeah.
but that's just how Lucy Liu came off to me, like, she was just super
Totally.
involved in the
I
son
think
and
they were, not don't take it the wrong way, but I think they were playing into the stereotype of the Asian mother being very involved in really putting the son over the daughter kind of a
Right,
thing.
yeah.
I've heard that's an Asian thing. Like the son can do no wrong; they just love him to death. The daughters are a bit of an afterthought.
I mean, yeah, I could see it because it's like, there's the ties of, like even though it's changing now, but the whole carrying the family name, it's
Hmm.
always been men that carry the family name, but yeah, and then it's like it was, I guess, sporadic because it's like at one point the mom and dad they're having some marital issues. Seems like dad might want a divorce, but then it's just like, well, oh,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's clear that up. This is one of the first times in a while that I watched like an endings explained video to try to make sure I understood the video. I'm really glad I did because first of all, I didn't understand the ending at all. So we'll get to that in a couple of minutes. I didn't get it. I'm
oh,
really curious. I'm curious if you did. My wife didn't get it either. She woke up halfway through it, which is funny because she was sleeping on the couch. If I'd have been watching a regular movie with like the sounds of a regular movie, because so much of this is just people talking with no music. Like
yeah,
she wouldn't have woke up. But at one point she woke up and was like, shut this shit off. Like it was like, I don't know, because something like stood up to her. She thought I was watching some random YouTube thing. She said, like, she's half dreaming. She's like, you're fucking up my algorithm. But anyway, then she ended up waking up and watching the last like 45 minutes with me. But anyway, so we'll get to the ending in a minute. The mom's got something that, according to this video that I watched it twice and could never pick up. Or no, I only watched it once. I couldn't pick up, like, what is she doing? She's doing something illegal, right?
Yeah.
That she's getting money from, or whatever. She's benefiting the son from it. Because when she has that conversation with the son, she's like, you understand, if you ever do something that's wrong, it's really about why you did it and not what you did. Basically, like saying something along those lines. The dad is worried about it. He's calling a lawyer, being like, hey, if my wife is doing something illegal, what could happen to
What are
me
the
over that?
ramifications for? Yeah.
But I'm right there with you, where it kind of just disappears and we never get anything explained on that. It just goes away, right?
Just yeah, no mention. That's why and even okay, so spoiler, I guess, like, because I can't really say this
Right,
without.
right. Yeah, spoiler alert. We will be spoiling the whole thing by the end of this too. What up,
So
SoCal Dan? What up, brother? Appreciate you, man.
brother, when she sees the brother's reflection at the end, I was a little thrown off by that, but then I was remembering how the medium was saying how um presence or the spirit will kind of they won't know time, like so that had me thinking, like, was the presence the whole time the brother's fucking spirit
Yes,
somehow while he was
you
still
got it.
alive?
You got it way more than I did, dude. Because what
Uh,
I thought. So okay, spoil the end real quick. Well, whatever. We'll come back to it. But at the end, you see the brother in the mirror, and the mom's like, "Oh no, it's him." And my
yeah.
thought was, okay, we just saw spoiler. We just saw the brother die. Now he's taken over position of ghost in this house. And now he's the ghost. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, so they're never gonna explain who the ghost was the whole
I thought
movie?
at first I thought it was the friend that protecting.
Nadia,
Well,
right?
yes, yes,
Right, which is
yeah.
what she's like the red herring of who the ghost is, because that's kind of the mystery, I guess, is who is the ghost. I just missed it. I missed what it was because I missed that line that you just said about the medium talking about,
There's no time or
yeah, there's no time.
space. Yeah,
So if you die now, you can travel back and forth through time, like you're not,
trying to.
so you can affect your own life. And that, supposedly, knowing that and rewatching the movie, the certain hauntings that we get, knowing it's the brother, now looking back at it, he
It
goes up and
makes sense.
he trashes his own room
First, yep.
when they're giving him shit about like not helping out the sister, not standing up for the sister. And the dad even says the line, would you stand up for your fucking sister?
At
Would,
least
would it
for
would it
fucking.
kill you to stand up for her once in your life? And it's like, evidently it will.
It did, yeah.
It did
And
kill him.
then there's the scene, like, there were certain scenes, like, and I thought it was, like, just her friend being shy, but it's, like, when she's having sex with the spoiler killer,
Right.
the ghost really shied away, like, the camera never was trying to really look at those scenes. There's always, like, kinda, like, walking away or
Right,
just kinda
right.
so that makes more sense. Like, of course, he wouldn't wanna see his
He
sister.
he did stay in the closet though, that freaky little
He
fucker.
heard it. He heard, yeah, that is a little
That's
but
funny.
that's, I get that is kind of a cool twist because that
Mhm.
did kinda confuse me at first when she's like, "He came back for you," Lucy Lee was yelling saying, "He came back for you." I'm like, "He never left, he was downstairs sleeping," but meaning if he was a presence, that means his spirit came back to protect you, that it kinda lines up, so I kinda like that.
That yeah.
It was
See,
still
that's what threw me
confusing.
off. I mean, because the whole time I'm thinking, okay, Nadia, they're pretending that it's the friend Nadia. And I'm
Right.
like, well, it's not, because the ghost was there before they showed up at the beginning of the movie.
Right.
But it's like,
Yeah.
no, he died in that house. So he haunts that house for eternity, forward and backward is pretty much. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I missed that. And that really threw like my reaction to the ending of the movie off. I think I
That
would have been a lot more
confuses
impressed
me.
with it.
So, it's like it's kinda because then it's like it kinda gets into the whole science fiction thing, like, w so it's like, what's the outcome if he never died? Or it's like, is he always in that repeating loop where he dies, comes back to the
Hmm.
house, and ascends,
I think,
like.
wow, yeah, okay. Because I was gonna say, because he's the one that wakes himself up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't
So what if
know.
that ghost never was there? Is there a parallel beginning timeline where his sister was somehow I get
We would
confused
have
'cause
to roll up a joint and start this podcast over to really get to the bottom of that. But no, I don't. You're right, because there's like a paradox there.
Yes, yeah.
Because if he didn't die, I don't know. That's interesting. It's really it's a weird movie. Okay, want to hear blah, 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 blah. My other like my biggest issue with the movie, and I enjoyed it for what it is for sure.
Yeah.
But my biggest issue is that the ghost doesn't feel like a ghost; it feels like a camera. You know what I mean? Like
Moving it's yes.
just fucking. I mean, what were they? I kept thinking while I'm watching the movie, like, what would they do? Like, it's the whole movie, so you can't like put it through a filter or do some kind of like weird, like ghostly type of movements or whatever. Maybe they could have, but it just like it moves
It's
like
movie
a
it's like
fucking camera.
it's not like it would be cool if they had done some intricate like phasing through wall type shit where they go
That's a good
like
point.
but it was really just moving in the corridors like a regular person, like a physical
Right. It's
entity,
using steps and it's using doors and shit. They
Yeah,
should have built the set where it could float through the walls and the floors. That would
yeah.
be a perfect way to kind of do something a little bit more ghostly with it.
Especially if it's, the whole play take I kinda commend them at the same time, though, it's like knowing that the entire movie takes place in that house, it's like you guys could have done a little bit more to make
Totally,
it yeah.
for sure. Yeah, okay, so let's hit on what's his name? Ryan. Ryan, creepy McGee. He really does a great job of just being like a super creepy
Yes.
rapist and murderer. I was really confused because it shows him getting spoiler alert for the fucking movie. Um, uh, it shows him having sex with the daughter,
Mhm,
and then right after that, she goes into the shower and he drugs her drink.
mhm.
And you're like, what is he doing? He already did it. You got another one in you, bro? I think like all right, well, that's impressive. Well, what are you doing with her? And then you find out, oh no, he was gonna kill her at that time. That was his plan then. I love like his method where he gets the saran wrap and he's talking about the thinness of it.
That
And
was so wild, bro, like, I was it's like, damn, so, like, crazy, but simple at the same
right,
time, like
right. So yeah, that's basically the way I was taking it. He was well, I was gonna say he was only drugging them. It was two things. It made them easier to kill, but it also
Sure.
made it so that they would look and see drugs in their system, and they would just be like
Think they OD'd,
another
yep.
stupid girl, like he says. But that was the scene where he is trying to kill Chloe at the end was really really good. But the other scene where they're making out in the first place, and he's kind of seducing her, like it's all your decisions and all that. Like that's like it was like a 5-6 minute, really drawn out scene with all this intricate dialogue that was excellent, like really really good.
I'll be honest, at first I got, like, vibe with that scene, I got vibes where he was, like, to the power of the performance, but it felt layered, like, at first I thought he was talking about, like, I'm trying to be careful with my wording, the certain pacts couples made, Romeo and Juliet style pacts
Oh
sometimes,
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought, like, because he kept saying, "It's up to you," "This is up to you," like,
Mm,
because they were parents were kinda worried about that at first, like, because she hadn't been herself, she was kinda depressed, she lost her friends, so they were on the lookout for something like that, and here there comes this dude coming along trying to encourage, because there have been there've been people that done this, that encourage people's, darkness and
right.
stuff like that. I thought that's what they were kinda leaning towards,
That's a
but
good call.
then
What was I just thinking? The others when he comes up and he's got the drinks in the first place, and she's like, "No, I don't want it." The second time, right, like
mhm,
before he's about to kill her, and he's like, "Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm a piece of shit." Blah blah blah. And he's got his head down. He's whatever he says it very smoothly, where he just kind of like offers her the drink. He's like, "Okay, well, let's just hang out and talk."
he's like, "We
Gives
don't."
her the drink,
Yep.
and then he reaches over and cheerses her, like, really subtly, and it was like, damn, that was so there was something really, really smooth and, like, well written about that bit too.
'Cause he would it's like he as an audience member, you knew what his goal was, but it didn't come off as overly
Totally.
performative
Exactly.
towards that
Like, I woulda drank
situation.
that shit
Yeah,
if he
like,
woulda
yeah,
done
I
that
don't
to
see
me.
anything weird, yeah. So, yeah, he was a slick bastard.
I'm looking through my notes here. I just wanted to mention, like, so much of at one point, I wrote big capital letters, "No music." But then there is music. There's
That's
certain
yeah,
spots where it will creep in, and it's actually really cool in those spots. Like it kind of comes
very
out of
subtle.
nowhere, and it's kind of like yeah, that that sweet, haunting type of ghostly type of music that you get. The other thing I was just gonna shout out is the one scene when the dad. Oh, I'm glad I remember this. Do you know who the dad is? Let me
He
pull him
reminded me
up.
of Louis C.K. to be honest.
I can see that. He is, first of all, he's received 2 Primetime Emmy nominations. Dun, dun, dun. His name is Chris Sullivan, better known as Taserface.
No
Yeah,
shit. Are you
yeah.
serious?
He's Taserface. He's Taserface, and he's also. I assume you've seen Stranger Things season 1,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I actually
You were
just finished season 4 just like 2 days.
nice. I'm rewatching it right now too. I'm at the end of season 2. It's so fucking good, so good. I'd be tempted to want to cover the whole, maybe not the whole thing, but have like a Stranger Things show when the whole thing wraps
Talking
up.
about the yeah, hell yeah.
Just talking
That'd be
everything.
fun.
But anyway, the this guy, the dad of this one, Chris Sullivan, he is the cook in like episode 1 or
With
2.
the when 11 still tries to
Yes.
steal the oh, no
Yeah,
way.
yeah. I said because Anna's going through his stuff, and she's like, "Oh, he's from Stranger Things,"
Wow.
and I'm
You're
like,
gonna have to
"No,
watch the
he's
whole series,
not." I'm
man.
like, "You're mixing him up with Hopper," and then instantly, I'm like, "Oh wait, no, I know who you're fucking talking about." So I thought that was cool. Taser. And anyway, he does an excellent job. Like I was really impressed with him in his
He
scene
was
where he's
my
talking to his lawyer, and the lawyer's like, "Well, how are you?" And he's like, I'm coming apart, man. Everything's coming apart." Like it was a really good scene, especially when you find out that he's Taserface. You're like, "Whoa,
yes, yes, that adds an extra notch. But he was probably my favorite performance, to be honest,
same."
just 'cause I felt like you know, kids are allowed to be in their own world, but I felt like his wife reminded me of Skylar from Breaking Bad, where it's just like,
Uh,
"Oh my god, you were just trying to," and she's not terrible, but it's just like, you're not trying to make it easier, you know?
right,
Um, and he seems like to be the anchor trying to, like, make sure his daughter's okay, 'cause like I said, Lucy Liu is daughter's going through something, and she's like, "Oh, she'll be okay." She's so into her son, and he's trying
right,
to, like he's not trying to be overly dickish to his son, but he's still trying to discipline him. He was like the anchor, trying to make sure everyone's good.
right.
So yeah, he had a great performance.
I liked his whole speech with Chloe, the daughter, too. We're talking about his wife. Like, I just let her make the decision. It's kind of like he fell into the trap of doing that, being like, whatever, just kind of lead me, and kind of where that led him. It was interesting. It was
That was one of the better scenes too, when he comes to her room and he's just saying like, "I believe you, I believe," he just kind of has this little heartfelt moment where he's like, "Continue being you," you're like to have the strength to do the shit that I couldn't, essentially, like, because
right,
with the whole falling into the, like, don't let other people's shit determine who you are. Like, it was a cool scene, he was like it's because it's like he played it well, because it's, like, in the scene where it's, like, the brother's being a dick to his sisters, could have easily just been explosive and shit, but it was
hmm
very layered, like, he was, like, letting him, like, "You say one more word, bro, and I'm gonna go off on you,"
right.
Like, it wasn't immediately explosive, I liked it.
Hell yeah, he was good again. Chris Sullivan, Lucy Liu, the daughter played by Kalina Lang, and then Eddie Madej plays the
Mm,
brother, and then the Wes Mulholland played Ryan, the
the
killer
serial killer.
slash. I was gonna call him. Never mind. I just won't say the word. I always had to dance. Like for people that don't know, there's certain words you see on YouTube, and it hits the algorithm, and they don't like it. So I'll just shut up and move on. Hi, Un. We're about to get into this one. Says the dog's acting was awesome. What was the dog's name? Indy. Yes, it was Indy. What up? What up, I appreciate you. We're gonna dive into Good Boy in just a moment, man. Let's rate this bad boy. Anything else that you wanna get to? We pretty much had
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
everything that I was interested in. So let's go ahead and rate this thing and get up out of here. Or get on to Good
I
Boy.
gonna I'll give this one there's something here, man, but it's like there's certain things that especially coming from Soderbergh, I feel like it could have and the creative team behind it, David Cope,
Mm-hmm.
felt like it could have been way more. I know, I'm a little different when it comes to, like, I don't if it's I like kind of like horror, like, something like Renfield, like if it's in the horror genre, it doesn't necessarily have to be scary. It's still kind of got the
Right.
horrorness to it. So I kind of and ghost movies, that's a tough one for me. You know how I feel about ghost movies, man. So
Mm-hmm.
the fact that this had me, I'll give it 3.75 because I think there's something there, but there are clearly flaws, and I could see how a lot of people wouldn't be down for this, right? Like, they might find it a little
Totally.
confusing and boring, but
100, you got to be like more in, not to sound snobbish, you got to be more into film to
yeah,
really appreciate this. Honestly, because it's more of like, oh, I appreciate what they did
yeah,
as
yeah,
filmmakers. What they pulled off is the coolest thing about it, really.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'll give it the it's this it was I'm glad I watched it. It was better than I expected, to be honest. I wasn't expecting too much.
Right. See, I think it was, and again, I only watched it once. You know me, I usually need to watch things twice. I have in my notes, like right off the bat, like kind of over it right away is what I wrote like 10 minutes into. I just, you know what I mean? It doesn't
Starts off
suck you
heavy.
in right away. Although I did kind of like the opening scene where the camera just whipping around the
Yes.
house and all that.
Yeah.
It was cool, but it felt like, oh man, this is going to be a chore to a degree because of the nature of what the movie is. And then I could tell real quick, like, oh, it's not like, because I had watched Good Boy before this. We'll get to that in a
Same.
moment. But I
Same.
found Good Boy to be a lot scarier than
Yes.
this. So then I went into this, but like in the mood for like, okay, this is a real ghost movie. Like, kind of
Yeah.
scare me. I'm like, oh, they're not even gonna try to scare me. But I respect it and I did enjoy it. I enjoyed watching it with my wife. Don't think I'd watch it again, but I'll give it just to continue the trend of doing 0.25 less than you. I'll do a point 0.35. 0.35 on present. So
That's
0.35 for
solid.
me, 0.75 from like hard one to recommend, but if you know what I mean, if you're into it, you probably go check it out on your own. You know what I mean? If you're the type
Yeah.
that would enjoy it.
Yeah. It's artsy, experimental. It's I'm glad that, it's they try stuff like this because this could be an influence on someone who makes something maybe more gnarlier than
Totally.
this. Like.
Yeah, I would like to see this, but scarier. It felt
Yes.
very much paranormal activity, but even less
Ye
scary, right?
yeah. Yeah, I did to be honest, I don't I this felt like a really just a drama, like, I would label it mostly as a drama with,
Hmm.
like, drama/horror, slash horror, instead of horror/drama
Right.
slash drama because it's really just the drama of this family and happens to be from the POV of the ghost, but, like,
Right.
not at one point was I really, like, at the beginning, like you said, it kinda establishes the tone. I wasn't really expecting to get scared at one point in this movie. I was just like, the ghost is just watching people, and
Right.
occasionally they shake some shit, but,
Right.
so I could have
There's
done with some
not much more than that at all. The last thing
yeah.
I was gonna say, and I just saw this, I don't know how true it is, but somebody was saying it's like the exact same font as Poltergeist. Like which the movie owes a
Interesting.
debt to for sure.
Yeah,
Even like when they bring in
absolutely.
the psychic halfway through the movie, also kind of like Stir of Echoes, when the
Mhm.
psychic shows up earlier. But a lot of similarities with a lot of ghost stories. It didn't the most original thing that it did was the POV.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and it did it fairly successfully. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and pull this up so we can get a good look at this good boy. He's just a good boy. That's
Rub
Indy
his head.
played. This is the director of this movie's dog, and he's playing himself. That's Indy right there, the director. This is his first film. Ben Leonberg. This was a Shutter original. One of the best things about this movie, running time, 1 hour and 13 minutes.
Crazy.
Right. And while I'm on this page with this info, 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.2 on IMDb, and a 63% Google user rating, which is pretty interesting.
Interesting.
Again, this dropped on Shutter just a couple of weeks ago. And here my quick review on the thing. First of all, camera wise, it's not POV, right? Going into it, I hadn't seen a trailer, so I'm just thinking like, oh, is this going to be like like from the perspective of a dog sniffing around? And it's not like that at all. It's like occasionally it does do POV of the dog, but for the most part, it's like it's all sorts of different angles. They're showing the dog from the front. The camera does a lot of things. The dog is just always in the scene, but it's really, really well shot. Like that was the first thing that kind
Yeah,
of like took me back is like
atmosphere for sure.
beautifully lit. Like everything looks so good. Like just the colors and the lighting of it looked amazing. The and the other thing that I'll say, I have to pull up like the other movies that we've done this year. I'm not saying this is one of the best movies of the year. I'll be surprised if it makes my top 10. It probably won't. But we're gonna do like the scariest movies of the year.
Okay.
And I have to look through the list. This might be like the fucking scariest movie of the year, honestly, for me. As far as like
What?
the mood that I was in and the jump scares that were getting me, let's stop there. Like, what did it? Because let me preface this by saying I watched it alone by myself. I think on my iPad with headphones in, and then I watched it again today with my wife, like during the day with the blinds closed, and the kid, our daughter in the background, like making noise, and it's like it's not affecting. You know what I mean? If you have to
Yeah.
be like in the right environment, I have to be in that right environment for something to really scare me. The
Yeah.
way this one did in a lot of ways, but did it work for you? Did you find it scary, or am I alone on that?
No, it was definitely it was creepy. The atmosphere, I think they did great establishing atmosphere. There's some I don't know if I watched this in the right climate, like you were saying. Like, if I would have watched this at night,
Mhm.
with the lights off, I'm sure it would have creeped me out. But
Right,
I did watch this during the daytime. But it definitely gave me like creepy vibes. Like, and for a first time director, I respected it.
right.
Especially what they were going for. Like, it's already hard enough to kind of tell this tale of a dog's journey trying to protect his owner from a
Death,
ghost
right?
infested house. Yeah, yeah.
Right,
So I thought they did well at certain. It wasn't like overly grotesque or anything. I'm trying to find the right
right,
word for it,
right,
but
right.
they got they nailed it when it came to like just like a door opening in shadow. You might briefly see something like from the dogs. I don't know.
Did
It
you
worked. I
freeze
was
or did
never
I freeze?
scared, but it was creepier than fucking Presence. I'll say that. I
Yeah.
think I froze.
Yeah, just for a second, then you spent it for a second at the end, which I enjoyed. Um, uh, yeah, it was. First of all, let me set up the premise for what it is. You open up, and again, just from the perspective of a dog and its owner, this guy in his like late 20s, early 30s, is having some kind of health crisis. Right, he's dripping blood out of
Crying.
his
Yeah.
nose. He's catatonic. He's non-responsive. He's sitting there looking at his phone, and we get a little montage that shows, oh, something happened. He went to the hospital. He comes out a little bit later. He's out of the hospital. He has his dog, and he wants to move into his grandpa's house where his grandpa died in the past, and he got sick, was with his dog, and he died. So that's kind of what is going on. You kind of get the vibe after a while, like, okay, this guy is going there to die, right? He's going out to this secluded house in the woods to die, and the dog is perceiving some kind of ghost entity, which you could assume is death. And he's like
Hmm.
seeing death come to take his owner, and he's for the most part, he's really just kind of observing it. The dog's not like running around like, oh, I've got to find this secret magical bone that's going to save him. It's not like that. It's really again like the dog is the fly on the wall, and the his owner is really did you feel like the owner felt like the main character to you more than the dog? Like to a degree, you know what I mean?
In a way, but I only attribute that because I felt like notice we never really got like we know the neighbor, what he sounded like. We never saw his face. Sister, we
Mhm.
got a blurry. We never saw anyone's face but the owner and barely the owner's face.
It's
So
Charlie
I
Brown,
attribute I
right? That's how
attribute
they
it to
do it.
oh yeah. But I thought that was them trying to just kind of like dogs only really zero in on their owners. Everyone else kind of like they
Mm.
kind of because maybe the sister they could have done a better job, but I think for the most part, dogs don't really
Well, they
care
don't,
or remember strangers,
well, they don't
like
care about your face for sure.
yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean? We are noticing these little subtleties, but if an alien came down, we would all look the same. We would all
yes,
sound the same. We'd all smell the same. But cultures notice differences in themselves,
yeah.
which is why, yeah, I'll just shut up.
No, I mean, that's true, like, but I actually kind of appreciated that, that we never really, because I think that would have taken away I think for what they're trying to pull off, like,
Mhm.
the fact that they didn't show anyone else's face, I think kind of conveyed more that we were in the dog's headspace, you
Right.
know?
Right. It was just weird because and you're right, like, don't get me wrong, like, it was the dog's story, but the dog didn't have anything going on outside of his owner, which is what a dog really,
I
like,
mean, that
kinda
is a
has going
dog's
on in
life.
real life, so
Yeah, they're
it's interesting in that way, man, it really is. Like, there's a couple times where the owner is like you're from the dog's perspective, and the owner will get like a little bit gruff with him, like "Come on," like blah, blah, or whatever, and you're like, "Hi, he sounds like such a dick." And then I'm like,
Mhm.
"Shut the fuck up, Petty!" And like, "Oh shit!" Like I guess I do that shit too. Let me ask you this real quick: does your dogs like? Because Petty, my little dog, she watches TV like a motherfucker. Like the second a dog is on screen, she's growling and she's barking at the screen like instantly. Like she always has an eye on the TV. So she pissed me off right away. As soon as this movie started, she's like causing a ruckus on the floor. I'm like, shut the fuck up. But you ever have dogs that watch TV?
My boy dog will occasionally glance and watch at certain things, but my it's like random noise on the television will get them going. I'm like, shut up! You guys were just like you've heard this before, and it's not even like in the house. Like you guys don't even react this way when you hear an actual knock in the house, but you hear a knock on the TV door, and you guys start going crazy or something.
That's so funny.
But
I hate, dude. My little dog has a bark that like pierces my soul. I swear. I go to like Penny, you need to go outside. I go to let her outside, and she's ruff, 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 until the door opens. It's like you're going. I'm letting you out. Like I promised. Just shut up. Quit making this so miserable. She's a good girl though. She's a good girl.
yeah,
And
they're good.
this dog was a good boy. Like
Indy,
he
yeah,
really was, man. He was a
yeah.
beautiful, beautiful dog. I had the Nova Scotia duck toweling retriever.
Ah, okay. Okay. I could see. I knew he was had a little bit of retriever in him. Nova
Yeah,
Scotia, huh?
I kept thinking it was mixed with a golden retriever, but they're
Same.
just in the same family. It had like the body of a golden retriever with like a different kind of face and a bushier tail.
Mm-hmm.
But really, really, really cool dog. And that's what I'm
The
saying. Like
grandpa's dog was a
he
retriever.
was in like every damn shot. SoCal Dan saying the dog is sensing death coming for its owner. Indy is trying to understand what the fuck is happening. I'm with you,
That was
SoCal.
another cool thing because they would kind of there's the thing where animals can kind of see things that we can't, the spirit world, whatnot. And so that kind of like to Indy, it's of course he's not like necessarily freaking out because this is his POV. Like, this is what Indy's seeing, and you
Hmm.
get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he can't distinguish if this is supposed to be odd or not because he's observing, he's picking up on it, as opposed to a human and be like, "Whoa, we kind of nut the fuck up if we saw some shit like that."
What did any of the jump scares get you? Does anything stand out to you? Like any scenes? I got a couple that got
Um,
me. One that got my wife really good.
when the grandpa started yelling, that was the disturbing to me for whatever reason. It wasn't like
Mm,
necessarily a jump scare,
right.
but I was just like, oh, it reminded me of It Comes at Night with that grandpa kind of zombifying out
Right.
and
That's a
appearing in
good call out. He was creepy. Just the
yeah.
grandpa himself in the videotapes.
What
There
yeah, my bad.
there's one where the first one that really got me, it's like a really fucking close-up shot on the dog's eye. And it just looks
Oof.
really cool. Like just like I'm always like interested. Like you just look at a dog really close and look at the pattern of their hair, like on their nose, and the way it'll like change directions subtly and shit. It all works together. It's like dogs are just gorgeous. They're so fucking
Yeah.
cool looking. But anyway, like this zoomed in shot of the eye and its eyelashes, and you're just kind of admiring, like, wow, I've never seen a shot like this. And then in the reflection of the eye, like a hand reaches out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That really got
Yeah.
and then there's another one, 2 good ones right in a row that were fucking incredible. I thought it was really, really good. The dog is looking down in the basement, and the lights are, like, flashing on and off, and then all of a sudden, the owner's, like, crawling up, or maybe it was
From
the grandpa or
the
whatever,
mud, yeah.
crawling up out of the fucking basement floor. That really got me. And then right after that, it flashes to the dog laying on the edge of the bed, and the owner is then under the bed and reaches out and sucks the dog under the bed. And that got me like right after it. And I was like, damn, that's what really like changed my kind of opinion and experience with the movie. Cause I was like, at that point, at the beginning of the movie is almost the same as Presence.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, all right, this is gonna be a bit of a they're doing something cool. I respect it, but like it's not really that good of a fucking story or a movie. And then by the end of it, I was like, one of the scariest movies of the year. I still stand by it. Like the story isn't great, but like it's one of the
This
scarier horror movies of the year for me.
No, yeah, it did have some genuine jump scares. especially from a first time director working on the budget that they had compared. Like, I'm curious to know what this budget was compared to something like
It's a good point. I'll look it up.
Presence. You know, because
I'm excited about it. Yeah, I'll look them both up. That's a good point, dude. I didn't do that. I'm excited to
I
see
think,
more of this guy doing
yeah,
horror because once he does
very
something that's
promising.
not that this isn't a real movie, but you know what I mean, more of a standard horror movie with the directorial chops that he shows in this. Like I'm really
Oh
looking forward
yeah,
to seeing that.
very promising. You know what? This it
Seventy
wasn't,
thousand dollars, bro. $70,000.
bro. The atmosphere there it would create for $70,000. That's
Box office of
crazy.
8.5.
Oh
So
yeah,
if
we're
you
gonna see that in the
remember,
movie.
this is something I meant to look into, but I'm pretty sure that I remember this going down like this, where it was supposed to have a certain like sized release or whatever, like a certain amount of theaters, and then the trailer came out, which you saw and sent to me right away, and the trailer went like mega viral, and they were like,
Yeah,
"Oh shit, maybe we've got more here than we thought they had," and then they put it into a lot more theaters and made it
theaters,
a bigger thing because it made 8 million. What did I just say?
8
8.5.
mil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
8.5 on 70,000
definitely gonna see another movie from this dude, bro.
for
You
sure.
know what? Quick, the scene that it wasn't jump scare, but the scene that fucked me up was like where he's like towards the end where it's like the ghost owner is like, "How'd you get up here, Indy?" And it's like Indy hops on the bed and he sees himself in the fucking bed,
Yeah,
bro. I was like, "Oh, damn,
that was
that's
good.
dark." Yeah.
That was good too. Dude, it's a hard one. It's a really hard one to like judge for me because like so little happens. But what I don't know. Like I don't really
For what
love the
they're able to pull
story,
off.
but what they did, man, like how well it's directed.
It's a very
It's
simple
fire.
story, as Robbie would like to say, with some very commendable craftsmanship. I think it's the craftsmanship of the movie I respect the most. Like it's
Hell
not
yeah.
the deepest story, it's not the most intricate, but for $70,000, what they were able to film and compile,
Right.
this is a great piece of work for $70,000.
Right. And thematically it is good. It's just like
Yes,
a not
yeah,
not a lot happens. I mean, it's the same thing I said about Night of the Comets. I loved all the vibes. I love all that. It's three movies in a row if you really look at it. It's a pretty uneventful movie. Presence, pretty fucking uneventful. And Good Boy, there's not a lot of crazy shit that happens. Another thing,
yeah,
probably the last thing I have in my notes worth mentioning. It didn't bother me as much on the second view, but the first one, everything was more effective on the first time view for me on this. But I don't typically like movies about sick people. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like A Quiet Place day one. I understand it. I understand why people would do that. And like, yeah, it is effective, but I don't like the ick feeling that I get from like A Quiet Place day one. You remember Mike Flanagan did a show called like Midnight Club, I think is what it was called. And it took place in
yes.
like a place where everybody was terminally ill. And I just couldn't get there's something about like the way like I don't want to hear about sick people. Like that's real life
It's
sad
a
shit.
reminder, yeah, of how we're all,
It's too
capable
real.
of, yeah, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. And I don't know. There's something about it. It's like ugh. The puking on the dog was the last thing I had in my notes.
Oh, the
That was all
blood,
right. That was
yo,
nice.
yeah. Oh, I was like, yo, fuck that. You just gave him bath for nothing. You gave sewed him up and shit, and
Right.
had
That's funny.
suds, and he was just blood all over him.
I guess I have one more thing I wrote in my notes. Amityville. It reminded me of Amityville, just
Yeah,
like
hell yeah.
the guy being like his
Slowly,
sickness was. If you've never seen the movie, but you've seen the
Ryan Reynolds.
2000s Ryan Reynolds Amityville, that's what the guy was kind of walking around like he was like fucked up and like but
Banging his head on.
it was his sickness that was doing it to him, which was pretty cool. What,
Now,
what
okay,
about the
so
grandpa?
okay,
Like
I'm glad you brought that up.
there
I
was
was
no
just
haunting, right? It was just a coincidence. They're like,
now
nobody's lasted more than 2 weeks in this house besides
I don't
Grandpa, but
know.
he
I
killed him.
From what I was kind of thrown off by that because I was assuming that whatever the entity that haunted the house killed the grandpa and his golden retriever. That's why like
Hmm.
Andy was having the little flashbacks or dreams and shit. Like there was an entity in the house. Um, Because he did have a like a lung disease, the main dude, but I don't like. It seems like
Right.
it exacerbated once he moved into
Like the
the
house,
cabin.
right.
Yeah.
I think it was okay. I think what's going on is like the secluded cabin is a way of saying like he's running away from his issues. Remember the doctor's like, well, if you came in here earlier,
Yeah,
we might
yeah.
have been able to take care of it. So he goes out there and he basically just like gives up and lets himself die.
Kind of finding a corner to just kind of,
Right, like a dog
yeah,
does.
yeah.
Like a fucking yeah, that's fucking sad. And then the other thing with the his grandpa's golden retriever, it's like the dog, he stayed down there and died, like being remaining loyal to the end.
Hmm.
And Indy like makes the decision to live on because the owner's like, "You're a good boy. Go be a good boy. You can't save me." And then there's that
That was
moment where
fucked
his
up.
sister's like, "Indy, come on, come on." And it's almost
You
like
hear the
Indy's
whistle.
yeah.
Do you think that was the owner or the ghost trying to get
Hmm.
Indy? Because that confused me. Because I was like, you just told your dog to fucking, you can't save me, be your good boy, and then you're gonna whistle at him when he's got a chance to
Right.
leave.
You're right. There probably was the ghost like saying like stay. That's like the temptation to stay. And that's what it, like either like stay and wallow in grief
Hmm.
and just stay down there and die with your owner or move on and live your life. And then it kind of it sees you see the dog afterwards with the head out the window, kind of living his life and following the
Hmm.
owner's message or whatever. It's, the more I
It was
talk about it, the more I like it, to be honest. To
same,
be honest
same.
with you.
It
Oh,
worked.
it's a tough one. I made you go first. I always make you go first, but I'll go first this time. Fuck,
What you thinking?
dude,
There's no wrong
it's
answer.
really well. I guess just comparing. First of all, like what do I like better? Like there's aspects. I think the one downside of Presence is like visually is super bland. Like there
Yes.
wasn't a lot that was cool visually. This one was great. Like great, really, really,
You
looked
felt the
beautiful.
mud and the fucking blood and shit like that. Yeah, it was very textured
Just the
compared to.
lighting, a lot of shit that they did with the light looked great. It was very orange film, but and it was scary. I think but the story, I think I was kind of a little bit more into the story of Presence because there's dialogue, because there was maybe a little bit more
Yeah,
actually happening with this
yeah.
Chloe's, life being threatened and everything. God, so they're pretty close. But I do want to say I think I edge Good Boy out. I gave the last. I'll give this one. I'll give it a 3.75. Just a nut hair over Presence a little bit. Where are you standing on it? Are you there?
Think I was frozen. My bad. I was, yeah, I
It's
was frozen.
okay.
Some 5, I'll continue the trend. Point 2, I'll give it a 4. I
Okay.
think the simplicity. While it is simple, I think the craftsmanship. I respect the shit out of that. Like you can't. When you see this movie and like, damn, they shot this for 70,000
I
today's
know that
time,
makes me want to bump it
70,000.
up. That makes me want to go with you at a 4, honestly. And I'm saying it's the scariest movie of the fucking year. I think you're right. That's that budget. That's insane. That's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, and that's what with the fact that Indy was a great little performer. The shout out
Hmm.
to the owner as well, the actor and the director. But yeah, I'll give this one a solid 4. It's very inspiring. E- this is the type of film you're like, oh shit, an hour 13 minutes, $70,000. It's about a I you and you get if you're an animal person, I think this one will be cool for you because it's like
Right.
it conveys like an animal's loyalty so thoroughly, and I'll give it a solid 4. Very promising for a first time director.
I feel like this will be the one that's more like well remembered
Yeah.
because
Oh
they're
yeah.
most movies they have a gimmick, they have a thing like oh the movie that this, but I think like this one is more unique than we've seen a lot of ghost movies. How many dog movies have we seen just in
Homeward
general?
Bound with ghosts. I mean, it's
Right.
not really Homeward Bound, but yeah.
It was freaky. The other one, when like when the owner is sitting there petting the dog when they're laying on the floor, and then it's like that freaky hand that pets him, and
Mhm.
when he's trying to get the bandana from underneath that like curio cabinet, and
Oh, you know
then
what shot fucked me up was Indy was looking at something, and you see like a ghost creeping from behind him, and he like turns his head, and the camera cuts away. I'm like, "You son of a bitch!"
Mhm.
Because it's such a jarring, quick cut. Like it caught me.
There was a
Me.
lot of that, just like creepy
Yeah.
shit in the background. It's that eerie, like drony type of music can be so fucking scary. Just knowing like how to linger on a shot, like we've said, like the right amount of time to get the scare in. But hell yeah, man. I'm gonna go right there with you. Me, you, and Hyan all giving this bad boy a 4. So I would say go check it out, man. It's on the Shutter, and then Presence is on Disney Plus, Hulu.
Oh, okay.
So give them both a whirl. And then this coming up Thursday, baby. Inside. This is a French New Extremity film. I think this one is on Tubi as well. I ended up just saying, fuck, I bought it on Prime so I can watch the thing without previews or without commercials. But yeah, I don't really know what this one is about other than that. I'm sure it's going to be gnarly. Robbie's going to be here with us. Big Stu will be back.
Okay.
And that is on a Thursday. But what you got going on this week? Over at Geeks Unleashed.
Geeks Unleashed, we are doing the end of the year show. So we'll be joined by Jasmine is making another special appearance.
Nice.
She actually was on yesterday with Mark and Robbie as they finished up Scott Pilgrim Volume 6.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, we just I don't know what it entails, but probably be talking some good shit, some good pop culture shit. So come check it out.
I love it. I love pop culture shit. Dude, I'm so like out of the loop. Like Stu said that thing out. Now I'll be there for it, but Stu's doing something next. I think it's next Wednesday. Like an end of the year wrap-up show. Like everybody stop in. It's like I'm definitely, I'll be there, happy to see everyone. But I have nothing to add to the conversation at all. If it's not in a horror or like maybe like political, I don't know what the fuck is going on right now in the world. I haven't watched Fantastic Four. I didn't watch. I didn't see Superman. I didn't see anything. I haven't seen anything this year.
Yeah, and I've been kind of out of comics myself. Like, my finger isn't as on the pulse as I like.
I don't know why. Every time you freeze, I laugh.
Like, I have half the time people telling me about new series coming out, and I'm like, oh, I haven't heard of that. So
right,
yeah. Man, I want to get back to that. I used to be such a weekly Wednesday warrior. Like, yeah,
it's tough.
It's a hard game.
It's tough, man. Especially like when so much of it doesn't live up to. It's not worth the squeeze. I feel like I used to spend a lot of time reading comics, and then you might be 1 or 2 good issues, and then you get to the 3rd or 4th of a 5-part miniseries. You're like, this sucks now.
I could have done
that. I should have just. Somebody should have told me about the first one. I would have moved on. But all right. Anyway, Inside, baby. It's on Tubi. Go check it out. Be here this Thursday. It might be the final Thursday show of the year. We'll figure it out. I've been really slacking with planning out at the end of the year. But I appreciate all you guys in the chat, and we will see you on Thursday for Inside.